as usual, I got a lot of things going on at the channel. Working on Cookie Monster, getting my 92 GMC Safari up and running so we can cruise that thing around. And got to start prepping the dually for battle in Bama. I put in 15,000 miles on this truck in 6 months, driving it across the country. It's done some damage to the paint, to say the least. The front bumper's got to get repainted. We got to repaint the hood, that's why the stripes are off. Actually repaint the roof too. We're having some issues with the paint lifting. We repainted it before the power tour, and then we're having issues again. So I'm just gonna fully strip the roof, fully strip the hood. We got some crackage on the fiberglass fenders, and then we got a little bit of paint streaking on this top rail on both sides. So we gotta sand this down to bare metal. We're gonna probably break this up over a couple of weekends because that is a lot of work. Could you be a little louder? Probably order a new front license plate too. Available now, link in the description below. Start out with this 220, see if we can just smooth out these rock chips. Hood's going back down to bare metal. This is the most important panel of the truck. Gonna turn my attention to these rear dually fenders. First things first, we gotta try to get these decals off. Orion had to layer these because these dually fenders, they go out and they go up, and then they contour. So it wasn't just like a, hey, slap the sticker on, because this is actually reflective vinyl. It's not regular vinyl, so when you see this cruising at night, it looks pretty wild. So there's minimal stretch in that material. Oh, Ryan, did you have to do such a good job putting this stuff on, dude? My gosh. Yowza. That does not look right. Got me a little block here. So this is already really flat. So the only thing I'm doing is I'm gonna rough it up with this 1000 in a crosshatch pattern. I wonder if we could sand these out. Yeah, I think it just sanded out. Let's go ahead and just go nuts on this, because you know what? If I goof it up, hey, we can just paint it. Dude, that might be the ticket, bro. I think that's the ticket. Of course, like, we got the rotary marks in there. Damage was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't even find it. Well, I saved us a little bit of time. So this is what we're going for. See how this is nice and just a uniform kind of matte look. Still got a little bit to do down here. Got the edge to do. Time to start taking off these dually fenders. Now, if you look up in here, there's this piece that goes between the bedside and the wheel arch. It's just bolted in, so you're gonna take this panel out, and then under that there are gonna be the fasteners that go through the bedside into the dually fender, and this thing will literally just pop right off. Yeah, and that's what that looks like. There it is. So these are those studs that hold them on. After a while, they just give out. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 give out on me. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that came out. the other side of this area I just sanded is the damage. All right, while that fiberglass dries, we gotta start working this area right here. There we go. I think we got some clean stuff right there. Probably should have feathered that out a little bit more, but I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, Dan, let's go ahead and start working our filler here. Got some 80 grit on a block. Then another crack right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get that spot right there too. I just hit it with a DA. Not gonna lie, doing this body work kind of makes me want to try to paint a car. Maybe a small one, maybe not a crew cab dually. Well, there she is. Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's got 2 mirror image auto body. He laid it down over the weekend with a black base coat. Auto Aura Show quality clear. And of course, I'm gonna come through wet sand polish. She already started wet sanding on that, obviously. And here's the dually fender. I mean, honestly, you could leave it like this, but I'm gonna wet sand this entire panel, make it nice and flat. Heck yeah, man. That looks so good. Nothing like fresh paint. Is that right? Woo! Sorry, feedback. Was that all right? Prepped or pretty decent? Or,
yeah, it was a little low.
Because I got to turn my attention to the roof. Sorry if you got any background noise. I got these guys running some utilities over here. Anywho's, I got to strip the roof completely, so we're going to start up here and just get working on this thing. You know, it's getting expensive as tape. Actually, just everything. Gotta take a bit of a break. I think I'm gonna have to go with something a little more heavier than 80 grit. Reached out to Steven, see what he says. But while I'm waiting on him to get back with me, we'll go ahead and start stripping the rest of the decals. And that's what we're looking for right there. Nice and smooth, uniform, cross hatching. But this has got to be completely stripped down. They got the cammed out Silverado. A little toasty outside today. Decided to bust out the canopy. Steven stopped by yesterday, got me some 40 grit. I got it on my polisher. Thought he had some 7-inch pads, but ended up being a 6-inch pad. Anywho's, gonna see if we can strip off this stuff right here that's gumming up my pad. Not what I want. Threw that 6-inch pad on a 5-inch backer here on my rotary. Let's see what happens. It's just not cutting through this stuff, man. And I don't know what this is because I am not a paint and body guy. Hey, y'all remember that one time I was like, oh man, I kind of want to paint my own vehicle. Sanding is just so relaxing. Well, 100% take that back. Just got the roof stripped. It took about a day longer than anticipated, and I could not get this junk off. Whatever this is, it just is on there. Got the rest of this done, and I think this was, I already showed y'all this was done. Got this side prepped now. Got that stripped, wet sanded. So yeah, my work here is done. I'm gonna get this over to Steven, and we're gonna start laying down some primer, color, and doing some fresh clear so I can get wet sanding. All right, yeah. Starting to lay down some primer. Steven actually spent some more time on the roof this morning with like a different pad than I had, and was able to get most of that stuff off. And he's using this polyester primer, which acts like a guide coat, and it's got built-in Bondo. It smells exactly like Bondo in here. Anyway, it dries pink like that car over there. And whenever you sand it, it turns gray. So this is gonna be pretty neat to mess with, I think. Then we're gonna prime the tops of our bed rails here. These are bare metal. And that might be it for today. We'll let that dry and then come back, shoot our color, clear coat, let that dry. Then I got to do all my wet sanding, polishing, and we got to get it to Orion. So we got a long way to go and not very much time to get it done, because we're down to about 3 weeks till Battle in Bama at the recording of this video. So not stressful at all. It's crazy how thick that goes on, man. So I got the kids with me today. There's one of them right there. So Steven's got a slammed S10 on air, and Wybie wants to go for a ride in it. Check it out, bro. Look at that interior. Dude, look at those TMI bucket seats. Does that look familiar? Yeah, we do need to get the dude to do that. What do you think of that, bro? Was that cool? Should I build a truck like that? I think that's it right there. Got her all prepped out and ready to spray. It's gonna look like $1 million, dude. Again. Well, Steven's gonna get to spraying. The truck is ready to go. Didn't really take much video prepping it, just because it's a lot of taping stuff off and cleaning and taping stuff off and making sure everything's taped off. And it took a good bit of time to tape all that stuff off. He's got to spray 4 coats of base. How many coats of clear? 3 to 4 coats of clear. The Auto Aura, good stuff, like the show quality clear coat. But I'm gonna let him get to it. I'm gonna get out of here, and I gotta go work on some other stuff. Well, I'm a little late to the party. Steven already got started on wet sanding and stripping everything off the truck. And you can see, I mean, it is laid out real freaking nice, dude. So we're just cutting out some of the orange peels. You can see here, hitting it with 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. We'll work on the roof and the hood. I think the hood's already hit at 2,000 or 2,500, and then it's just it's a cut and buff party today. So I'm gonna set the camera up and show you guys this whole process, because it's tedious, but to me, it is very rewarding. All right, we hit this with 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and 2,000 and 2,500. And Steven just did the first cut with this 3D two-step. You never used this before, right?
No.
So you could use it on a wool pad or a foam pad, but that's pretty good for a first cut. You know, I see a little right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. So the plan is he's gonna hit it with a rotary because he's got way more experience with a rotary, and then I'm gonna come behind him with a DA. Yeah, we got some deeper scratches up here. I don't think I did a good job sanding it. All right, so Steven switched to CSI. So this is one pass on the CSI, but that's one pass and he didn't even wipe the panel down. So that's working a lot better than the two-step from 3D. Steven's knocking the hood out. Looking freaking killer, man. Yeah. So we got it all figured out. I got the roof cut in. I hand sanded around the edges, and we're gonna DA the center part of it. But he's pretty much got the rotary done around the whole thing. Well, I've been kind of doing some fine tuning on the sanding here. So I hit the back of this truck with my yellow pad and the step 1 of the 3D, and he's using the CSI on a rotary to cut through. So that's working really good on the sanding marks. This is what he's using. They're actually a sponsor of this build. And I tried it. I tried their product on a red pad, actually on this waffle red pad on the DA. It didn't really work as well. So settled on yellow pad, step 1, 3D, and then we're gonna follow up with the step 2 polish on a white pad, or we're gonna try out some of the CSI stuff. That's the fun thing about detailing cars and trucks. You just gotta figure it out. You don't know what's gonna work best on paint and all that stuff because everything's different. Anyway, check out what I got. Flagler Detail swung by and dropped off my wheels. He just knocked these out. If you guys and gals remember, had some curb rash from California on this old wheel, and he knocked it out for me. Gotta be honest with you, I don't think these wheels have ever looked so good. That is awesome. All right, we got another day of buffing on this sucker, so let me get back in there. Woo, she's coming to life, buddy. Day 2 at the shop. It was Steven's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, he didn't get to celebrate because we were working all day, so my bad. But he just got this fender polished up, and I just finished doing the roof. We got the bed put back on, got the bumper put back on, but kind of goofed up over here, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying to work this little corner here, and well, I burnt through the paint a little bit, so we're gonna put Steven's touch-up skills to the test. You know, it happens, especially if I'm doing it, because I'm not a paint and body guy. So, and he asked me like 3 times, hey man, you sure you wanna do this? And I'm like, yeah, I got it, dude. Well, I didn't got it, so now we got that. My bad, man.
It's all right. Thank you.
Finally got the truck back to the house, and starting to rain. Weather is not gonna cooperate right now. But right now I gotta take shelter because this is probably gonna get pretty nasty here in a minute. So perfect timing to get the dually back to the house. Yeah. It's time to get our dually fenders back on the truck. Now I went ahead and put some rubberized undercoating on the back side of this, epoxied the studs back in, and chased all the threads just because I don't want to pull one of those studs out again. But the real secret to putting these dually fenders on is to, one, you got to be real careful, and two, you put them back on in the opposite order of how you took them off. Now we can put on this cover piece. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a mostly assembled Indy Pace Truck dually. Waiting on Steven to knock out the front bumper. Not that important right now. I can reassemble the front end when I get all that back together. The big thing was getting these dually fenders back on and getting the truck cut and buffed for Orion at the window tint shop. Now we can get it to him and he can lay out the stripes, put the other couple little decals on it, and get this truck back to 100%. Also, we did not go as deep into the polish as I was saying earlier in the video. Once I was thinking about it, I thought, you know what, we're gonna be really hands-on with this truck over the next couple weeks. So we did a two-step paint correction on it. We did a heavy cut and a polish, and got the truck in really good shape. Got rid of most of the sanding scratches, which is the most important thing. But once I get it back from Orion at the window tint shop and knock out a couple other things, then I'll do a final polish on it. We'll probably do another 2 steps on it to get it to 100% and living up to that Mirror Image Auto Body business name. Also, can't say enough good things to Steven and Megan over at Mirror Image Auto Body. They were very hospitable and let me be super hands-on throughout this process. Learned so much about painting and about prepping for paint, and gonna be a lot more hands-on with Cookie Monster when that goes to them. But as always, I appreciate you guys and gals hanging around and watching this one. It is starting to rain again, which really sucks because I have a million more things I got to do in this truck, but I got to cut it here. We got some more storms coming through. Might have to put this truck into some shelter for a little bit. It's always something here at Yeah Buddy Garage. If you enjoyed watching me struggle during this video, why don't you check this one out over here. If you want to see some of the show coverage I do, you can check this one out over there. Or if you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be freaking awesome. I'll see y'all in the next video.